Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you how I made these mosaic numbers. These were my first time doing them, so I will be taking you step by step from the beginning to end on how I did them. So please stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so these are all the materials that I use. Of course, you have your poster boards and balloons. Majority of this I got from Dollar Tree. Everything else I had, but I will be posting the details in the description box below. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is going to canva.com. Once you are signed in, it should look like this. And you'll go here on the right and click on create a design. Come down here and click on custom size. And the first thing you want to do is change this to inches. For my width, I'm doing 45. Height, I am doing 60. This is actually the biggest that you can go. If you try to go any higher, it gives you this error. So we'll go to 60. Click on create new design. Okay, then it takes you to this page, and the first thing I'll do is just go to text, click on add a heading, and I'll go ahead and type in my number. I'll make this a little bigger so you can see. You do have the option to change your font. I just click that first one just because it's easier, but you can test out any other fonts to see which you like best. I'm just going to stick to my first one. Once you have chosen your fonts, you'll go ahead and click on effects. You want to change it to hollow, and I'll change my thickness to about 10. Then you will make this as big as you can. Okay, so it should look a little something like this. And all you'll do is click on the share button, click on download. File type is PDF print, and download. Okay guys, I was having technical difficulties with my screen recording, so I went ahead and switched to my phone. That's why it looks like this, my apologies. Where we left off is I went ahead and downloaded it, so now I open my downloads folder, and here it is. I'll click on that. It's gonna open into my Adobe. I'm going to make this smaller for you guys, so it looks just like this. And all you're going to do is go to your print section, and we're going to start from top to bottom. So here you want to make sure that this is checked, your Save Ink Toners checked. Coming down, you want to make sure that poster's checked. Your tile scale is currently at 100%. It's telling me that it's 66 inches. With 36 pages. 66 divided by 12 is about 5.5, so that's 5.5 feet. That is too big for me. So I'm just going to play with these numbers and just bring it down. I don't know why it does that. Let's go lower. All right, so now we're at 24 pages, 51 inches. That's still too big, so I'll go ahead and bring this a little lower. 68%, giving me 15 pages. 42.5 divided by 12 is about 3.5. So it's telling me that my number will be about 3.5 feet tall, which is what I like. I'll go ahead and change this overlap to 0. This is completely optional. Basically, it's just telling you how separated the pages are going to be once they print out. I won't check cut marks, labels, or any of this. You do have the option to do so, but just keep in mind that if you click on it, you are increasing your numbers. So just play around with it. Your cut marks is basically, it's gonna give you marks on your pages. And I'll actually give you an example of how that looks like here in a second. But let's just finish off here. So rundown, I'm checking this, I'm checking this, I'm clicking on poster, I'm changing it to 68%. 42.5 inches. It's gonna give me about 3.5 feet tall. Number 0, nothing is marked, and that's it. You're just going to print. Okay, so I found this document on their Help Center site, just basically telling you what each item means, your cut marks, it's telling you where to trim your pages, the overlap is telling you how much space in between, and then you have your labels, which tells you the order in which you will assemble your poster. And again, this is optional. I used none of this. All right, so here I have just a 2-page example. On my left side here, I checked on labels, I checked on cut marks, I did the overlap, I checked on everything. And this is how it looks. Here's telling you what pages and the cut marks and all of that. And on the right side here is actually how I printed it, which I left everything at 0. I didn't click anything. And so tell me if you see a big difference. Okay, enough of that. Let's get on to the fun part here. I am waiting for all of my 15 pages to print. Okay, so once I have all of my sheets, I will go ahead and start assembling my number. As I mentioned earlier, this is a detailed video. I am showing you step by step of how I did it. Once that is assembled, I will go ahead and start taping everything down. Okay, so then we can go ahead and start cutting it. I like to start cutting the number by just cutting out all of the extra paper. Once I do that, I'll go back in and clean and perfect the cut. This just makes it easier for me. I don't know why, but this is what I do. All right, and this is how that looks. Then we can go ahead and start grabbing the 4 poster boards. I've actually never taped these down before, so I just started by doing 2 at a time. And then once I connected those 2, I went ahead and joined them together. Then we can go ahead and grab our cutout and you'll place it in the corner of the poster board. Then you can go ahead and start tracing. It is important that you keep this in the corner just because you are going to use that extra space to make your edges. Okay, then we can go ahead and grab our box cutter and start cutting out our number. I am using a piece of wood at the bottom so that way my floor does not get damaged. Okay, so once you are done with your cutout, just remove those uneven pieces. And I went ahead and cut off the tape from where I joined them. And we will go ahead and begin making our cuts. I am making them 5 inches wide, so I'm using my ruler to measure that and to make lines, and then I will cut them all out. So this is what you should have when you are done. Then we can go ahead and just start sizing everything and gluing it down to the edge of our number. I started with doing the straight edges first, and then I moved on to the curved. Okay, so once you're done with your straight cuts, we'll go ahead and go into our curved. And with this, you'll grab a box cutter and you'll make very light cuts. Light enough where it doesn't go through, but hard enough where it bends. And then you just go ahead and grab it and start pulling it back like so. You'll know how deep to cut when you're doing it. Trust me. Then you can go ahead and glue as normal. Right, so it should look a little something like this. You want to make sure that all your corners are glued together. And I did want to point out that this is everything that was left extra of that poster. So that was the hardest part. The easiest part in here is now we are blowing up balloons and we are going to figure out how to put it into our number. I did want to keep it more blue than white only because this was for a man. So once I figure that out, I'll just blow out smaller balloons to kind of fill in the holes. And then I'll go ahead and grab my glue gun and start gluing everything together so it does not move. Alright guys, here's the finale. That wasn't too bad, right? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know what I could have done better, what you do differently. Like I said, these were my first time and I did have fun and I did learn a lot, and I hope you guys did as well because look how cute they look. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.